Hello, Abnormal Investigations. Hope everybody's doing well. Got another encounter for you. By this time, we've done and had our live with Jesus Piam. There is no doubt in my mind that was an amazing live. He's an amazing man with some amazing information. I hope that y'all have enjoyed it. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and get into this encounter. And I have a short one at the end that was sent in to me that I threw in on this one that I think that y'all are also going to enjoy. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. I'll never forget the stories my family used to share about my grandpa's disappearance. It was a tale that was both fascinating and terrifying, one that has stayed with me to this day. This would have happened in the 40s at an Oklahoma lake that I don't want to tell right now because my family likes to not be identified. Okay. As a young boy, I remember my grandpa telling me about his life on the lake. He had been sitting trot lines for years, providing for his family of 11. He loved the water, and the water seemed to love him. But there was one incident that would change everything. Grandpa had been noticing that someone or something was stealing fish from his trot line. At first, he thought it might be a stray animal or a sneaky fisherman. But then he saw it, something large and hairy, swimming away from his line. On one morning, he had went to check it. My family would later joke about Bigfoot, but Grandpa wasn't laughing. He was determined to catch the thief. So he snuck out early the next morning, armed with his trusty 38 Special, to check his trot line with a sense of determination. But Grandpa never returned. The search party found his boat, but it was in a strange place, up on dry land covered in bushes and limbs. It was as if someone had deliberately hidden it. But there was no sign of Grandpa. It wasn't until later, when the water level dropped, that the truth began to unravel. A fisherman called 911 after finding Grandpa's clothes on a trot line. The bait on the trot line was still there, and what was horrifying was the bait being used on the trot line was actually Grandpa's body parts. The official story was that Grandpa had gotten tangled in his own trot line and drowned. But my family knows the truth. We believe that something big and something large with a lot of strength had attacked Grandpa and used him as bait to maybe catch fish. And then it had carefully hidden his boat, leaving behind only the gruesome remains. I'll never forget the fear that gripped our family after that day. We knew that something was out there, something we didn't even want to mess with, and we knew that setting foot in those woods would not be the same as it used to be. Even now, sitting here writing this and thinking about it, it makes me wonder, should I even go camping anymore? Go out to the woods anymore? I mean, what happened to Grandpa? I mean, there are other reports of strange creatures lurking in the waters, other tales of people disappearing without a trace on this Oklahoma lake. I've tried to investigate, poring over old records and talking to locals, and what I found was both fascinating and terrifying. It seemed that the creature that took my grandpa was not a mindless beast. It was an intelligent, calculated, and patient. It had been watching my grandpa for weeks, studying his movements and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And it wasn't just my grandpa. There were other victims, other families torn apart by the creature's brutal attacks that would later be named as accidents or drownings. I knew then that I had to accept the truth. The creature was still out there, and it would always be part of our family's history if anyone believed it or not. I'll never forget the story of Grandpa's disappearance. It is a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the unknown forests, the unknown woods, and the unknown waters that cover our world. And I'll always wonder what really happened to my grandpa that day. Why would a creature just attack my grandpa, and why would it use him for bait? The story of my grandpa's disappearance has been passed down through our family for a while now. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of natural world and the importance of respecting the unknown, and don't play outside at dark, and don't go to the woods at dark, and the old scary stories. And it reminds me that some mysteries we'll never understand, and some are evil, and some happen to the very people we love. Years have passed since my grandpa's disappearance, but the memory of that day still haunts me. I'll never forget the fear and the uncertainty that gripped our family, and I'll always wonder what really happened to my grandpa. I've went to the lake shore before with my aunts and uncles, and I've seen them cry tears that roll down their face for no reason, but I know why. The lake where my grandpa disappeared is still there, its waters calm and peaceful at times, but I know that beneath the surface there may still be secrets lurking, waiting to be undiscovered. I dare not even swim no more in these waters. I'll always be drawn to the mystery of my grandpa's disappearance, trying to piece together the events of that fateful day. The story of my grandpa's disappearance is part of our family, and it will always be. And it's a story that I'll continue to tell and retell, even to my children as they're old enough to understand. The lake where my grandpa disappeared is a place of dark legend. It's a place where the ordinary and unknown seem to coexist, where the fabric of reality appears to be there. For as long as anyone can remember, people have reported strange occurrences around this lake. Some claim to have seen lake monsters breaching the surface, while others speak of hearing unexplained sounds and sightings. Bigfoot sightings are common in these parts, with many claiming to have seen the elusive creature roaming the woods. And then there are the mysterious drownings. Every year, without fail, someone drowns in the lake. It's as if something or something is claiming victims every year. The locals are wary of the lake, and many refuse to go near it. They know that something is not right and that some kind of evil presence lurks beneath the surface and on the water's edge. Oklahoma is a place of mystery and intrigue, where the plains meet the forest and the unknown lurks around every corner. And this lake, I believe, is at the heart of it all. My family's story is just one of many, the testament to strange, sinister forces to operate in this place, and I know that I'll never forget the terror that gripped our family the day we lost Grandpa. That's a very scary story, and I don't know where you're talking about, but I do know the lake that I live by, we do have drownings, and people go missing, and people have went missing down there, and there's been many times people have had to be found. There's a lot of tales and stories down around our lake of these things, so it kind of caught me. What do y'all think happened to Grandpa? Do you think that maybe he surprised it by going early and it never planned on doing that, but maybe Grandpa tried to run it off or something? What do y'all think happened? And here's the other short one, guys, I wanted to throw in there that was sent to me. Mike, I've been having this dream, and I wanted to explain it to you and just to kind of see what people think about it. I think that psychic interconnections may really find my event unique. The wolf dream started several years ago, and their significance became clear over time. The first dream occurred during a prolonged migraine episode when a black wolf appeared. Its eyes were piercing through my soul. I awoke with an ominous feeling but dismissed it as a fever dream. However, the dream's significance became apparent later that day when I overdosed on pain medication. I aspirated vomit and fell unconscious. I was clinically dead for 10 to 20 minutes before being revived by paramedics. The wolf dream reoccurred a couple of months later, and I awoke to find the house quiet with no electricity and heard banging sounds coming from downstairs. I discovered a fire raging in the back deck, but thankfully neighbors had alerted the authorities and the fire was extinguished before it spread to the house. The third wolf dream occurred 8 months after the fire, when a white wolf appeared, serving as a warning. This time, the dream prompted me to take the situation more seriously, as I discovered that one of my youth sports team members was bringing a pocket knife to practice. I took immediate action, dismissing her from the team and encouraging her mother to seek counseling. I knew what she was about to do with that knife. The wolf dreams have become an integral part of my life, serving as omens for impending danger. I've come to accept that the wolf will appear again, and its color will signify the nature of the warning. The black wolf represented death, the smoky gray wolf signified the fire, and the white wolf served as a warning. I've learned to respect the wolf's message and not fear it, but rather fear the color it may appear in next. What do you think of my dreams? I'm not real sure. I don't know that we should try to have them and try to see the future. I don't think we should do that. But I want to leave that there, and I want to let everybody give their opinions on that. I don't want to get myself in trouble with my beliefs, but remain an open mind, guys, and I want to put it out there to you guys. So what do you think about this also? Thank you for listening, guys. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner, and we will see you on the next one.